The medical bay of Station Terminus 9 had never been this quiet. Even with 36 species represented among the staff, not a single being moved toward the containment cell. Through the reinforced transparent aluminum, the creature inside thrashed weakly, leaving streaks of bioluminescent blood across the sterile floor. Verarac. Even the name made the Quillarian nurses step back. "It's going to die if someone doesn't stabilize it," Dr. Kara Lynn said, her voice cutting through the silence like a scalpel. She stood at the edge of the observation window, medical scanner already in hand, eyes fixed on the wounded apex predator that had every other medic in the facility paralyzed with fear. "Then let it die," hissed Chief Medical Officer Threxus, his four eyes blinking in asynchronous horror. The insectoid physician's mandibles clicked nervously. "Do you have any idea what that thing is?" "Ferox don't get injured. They do the injuring. The fact that something managed to wound it means there's something worse out there, or it was fighting its own kind." Kara didn't look away from the containment cell. The Verarac was massive, easily 3 meters tall even in its current collapsed state. Its 6 limbs were covered in obsidian black chitinous plates that seemed to absorb light itself. 3 rows of crystalline teeth lined a mouth that could swallow a human whole. Its tail, tipped with a bone spike the size of Kara's forearm, twitched sporadically. This was a creature evolution had designed for one purpose: to be the thing other things feared. "I can see what it is," Kara replied calmly. "I can also see a patient with a severed arterial equivalent, internal hemorrhaging, and approximately 15 minutes before complete system failure. Dr. Lynn." Threxus moved closer, lowering his voice to what he probably thought was a reasonable tone. "You've been with us for only 6 months. You don't understand. Ferox are not just predators. They are the predators. 53 documented species have gone extinct because of them. They hunt for sport, for territory, for no reason at all. Their aggression index is off every known scale." "I've read the files," Kara said. "Then you know that even sedated, even dying, it could kill half this station if it wanted to." "Could." Kara finally turned to face the CMO. "But will it?" Threxus recoiled as if she'd struck him. "You're insane. This is why the Council was hesitant about accepting humans into the Galactic Medical Corps. You have no sense of self-preservation." A dry laugh came from the corner of the room. Dr. Yenix, a 4-armed Tellurian surgeon, shook his elongated head. "Actually, Threxus, I think that's precisely why they should have accepted humans sooner. They're the only ones crazy enough to do what needs doing." Kara appreciated the support, but she was already moving. She grabbed a medical kit from the supply wall and began loading it with coagulants, synthetic tissue scaffolds, and the largest gauge needles the station had. "I'm going in. I need someone on external monitoring." "No." Threxus placed one of his thin limbs across the doorway. "I cannot authorize this. It's suicide." "Then I'm going in without authorization." Kara's voice remained level, but something in her tone made the CMO step aside. "Yenix, you monitoring?" "On it," the Tellurian confirmed, moving to the console. "But Kara, I'm serious. If that thing so much as twitches wrong, I'm flooding the cell with neural disruptors." "Fair enough." The containment cell door hissed open. The temperature dropped immediately. Verarac, she'd learned, preferred their environments cold. Their homeworld was a frozen nightmare of ice storms and perpetual twilight. This one had been found drifting in a damaged escape pod near the station, more dead than alive. Up close, Verarac was even more terrifying. Each breath it took sounded like grinding metal. Its eyes, all 6 of them arranged in a hexagonal pattern on its angular head, tracked her movement with predatory precision, despite its weakened state. The wound was worse than the scans had suggested. Something had torn through its lower thorax, exposing organs that pulsed with a sickly purple light. "Easy," Kara murmured. Not sure if the creature could even understand Standard Galactic. She activated her translator implant anyway. "I'm here to help." Verarac's response was a sound that translated as something between a growl and a laugh. When it spoke, its voice was surprisingly clear, though each word seemed to cause it pain. "Help. The human uses words it doesn't understand." "I understand plenty," Kara said, kneeling beside it and unpacking her medical kit. "I understand you're going to bleed out in about 12 minutes if I don't seal this wound." "Why?" The question seemed to genuinely confuse the apex predator. "I am Verarac. Your kind should celebrate my death. My kind doesn't let patients die if we can help it." Kara loaded the coagulant injector. "This is going to hurt. Everything hurts, little human." She injected the coagulant directly into the wound site. Verarac's entire body went rigid, its claws gouging deep furrows in the metal floor. But it didn't strike at her. Kara worked quickly, applying synthetic tissue scaffolds to the worst of the internal damage, then using a medical laser to fuse the chitinous plates back together. Her hands moved with practiced efficiency, years of emergency medicine taking over. "Why are you not afraid?" Verarac asked after several minutes of silence. Kara didn't pause in her work. "I am afraid. I'm terrified. My heart rate is probably hitting 140 right now, and my hands would be shaking if I let them." "Then why do this?" "Because," Kara said, applying the final tissue seal, "being afraid and doing what's right aren't mutually exclusive. You needed help. Everyone else refused. So here I am." Verarac's 6 eyes studied her with an intensity that made her skin crawl. "You are either the bravest or the most foolish creature I have ever encountered. Probably both." Kara stood, wiping the bioluminescent blood from her hands. "You're stable now. The wound will take several days to fully regenerate, but you'll live." As she turned to leave, Verarac spoke again. "Human medic, Dr. Kara Lynn." She paused at the door. "Yes? You have my gratitude and my word. No harm will come to you or this station from me." "A debt has been acknowledged," Kara nodded. "Just doing my job." As the containment cell door sealed behind her, she found the entire medical base staff staring at her in a mixture of awe and disbelief. Threxus approached slowly, his mandibles hanging open. "That was," he began, then seemed to lose the words. "That was the most recklessly courageous thing I've ever witnessed." Kara allowed herself a small smile. "In human medicine, we have an old saying, 'First, do no harm.' Doesn't say anything about the patient being scary." Yennex laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "Humans, absolutely insane. I love it." As Kara filed her medical report, she glanced back at the containment cell. Verarac was already resting, its breathing steadier now. Through the window, she could have sworn one of those 6 eyes winked at her. Maybe, she thought, the galaxy didn't need to be so afraid. Maybe sometimes all it took was one person willing to see past the fear, past the reputation, and just help. After all, that's what humans did best.